I'm Ashton Addison from Blockwest Capital for Investment Pitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Tamim Khan, the CEO, and Julian Di Carlo, the Blockchain Director of Bondex. Gentlemen, welcome to the show, and thanks so much for taking the time to come on today.
Thank you, Ashton. Great to be here with you.
Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome. I would love to kick off our conversation, Tamim, with just a high-level overview and the focus of Bondex app, and then we can dive into the details.
Great. So basically what we're building is a artificially intelligence-based, fintech-enabled global talent ecosystem. So the best way to think of us is combining LinkedIn with PayPal as well as your local native bank account, all running on the blockchain using artificial intelligence. That's pretty much what Bondex is.
Great. And maybe you can talk about, when you moved into the industry, there was obviously some frictions there. You saw the ability to also integrate blockchain and cryptocurrency payments into that. What was the ultimate goal that you and your team set out when you started building Bondex?
So having a background in both finance as well as talent solutions providing, what I noticed is there's a tremendous amount of friction in terms of the interest of the hiring organizations versus the various talent portals such as Monster, LinkedIn, as well as the overall inefficiency in cross-border payments to vendors. Mm-hmm. As a tech company, you may have tech talent working in India or other places, and if you want to send them payments, it'll cost you anywhere from $30 to $50, and it'll cost you either a trip to the bank or at least a 30-minute approval process with your online banking. It's just not needed. With blockchain-enabled payment technology in place, integrating that all within one platform, we can solve a lot of these frictions that currently exist that do not need to exist.
Definitely, yeah. The payments part, especially with increased globalization and cross-border payments, I could see that being one of the main frictions with traditional payment networks. It's just not very affordable and accessible to be paying all these crazy fees. So obviously that's going to be a huge advantage for blockchain. Now, have you guys scoured the market and seen, are there other professional and talent networks that are looking to integrate blockchain? And as you built that out, what did you see as your specific competitive advantage in how you're going to take on a market with this new market?
So in the talent solutions place, you have two different types of providers. You have horizontal players like LinkedIn, Monster, Indeed, etc. And then you have vertical players like Fiverr, TopTel, Upwork, etc. Mm-hmm. There's always a issue of quality because they don't have the bandwidth to screen. And if you want the bandwidth and a high quality control, then you need to go for recruiting firms where you're paying 20-25% of the salary as a fee. This is very, very expensive. With having our industry partner, Ascot Group, that has over 20 years of experience in talent solutions within the global marketplace integrated into Bondex, what we're able to do is build an artificial intelligence layer on top, thereby increasing the bandwidth of an automated platform. Mm-hmm. At the same time, integrating payments and the interface where the users, all of the other platforms like LinkedIn, even if we want to talk about Facebook and other social media platforms, the user is the product. Their data is the product. Even in LinkedIn, they're only unlocking value for the user when someone is looking for a job, which happens once every couple of years, or if they are, but their data stays in the system, and LinkedIn is monetizing that data for themselves. Monster is monetizing that data for themselves every time they sell a resume access package to a hiring company. But the user themselves aren't getting anything. So we've built this tokenized revenue sharing model where every user adds value to the Bondex platform by being active on a daily basis. And for the more they're active, the more network effect that takes place within the Bondex app, the bigger the value of the Bondex ecosystem grows. And we actually reward each user on the platform by sharing our revenue in a tokenized revenue distribution format. So the users are not only the product, but they're also the owners of the Bondex ecosystem, stakeholders of the ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that, Tamim. I think that's a huge topic right now, and just being able to monetize your personal information,
Right.
especially on social media platforms where customers become the product, and then really these companies are making a lot of money, and the talent searchers or the people that are looking to get hired really aren't able to monetize their own information. They're being taken advantage of. So I think that's a huge advantage. Maybe you can walk me through the platform. Let's just say I need to get a job. I go on there and I build a profile. How does that work with connecting, hiring, and also the payments of how that would work with a talent agency or somebody that's looking to hire me through the platform?
So what we've released at the moment is our MVP app, which is Bondex Origin. The goal of this app is to seed the Bondex ecosystem with talent. So in order to do that, we allow users to log in and create an account into the Origin app. And for being active every 24 hours, they receive rewards in the form of Bondex tokens. And they're also able to invite their friends and contacts into the platform itself. And the more people they invite, the more rewards they earn. And they have to log in once every 24 hours. And once they upload their resume, their profile information is pulled from LinkedIn. If they log in with LinkedIn, they're able to earn a higher rate of reward. The different tier of reward earning system goes up based on how much engagement you have with the app itself. Then what we're launching in 2 weeks is our credit card integration, where we have actually launched the Bondex credit card as the first step toward our fintech payment solutions. So every US-based user will be able to apply directly for the Bondex credit card, for which we do not pull any credit reports whatsoever. What we have created is a new, unique financial risk modeling profile where we use their banking details. We are integrated with Plaid as well as Stripe to pull in their banking transaction history over the past 90, 180 days. And we're able to use that data to determine credit limits and credit worthiness. So users will be able to apply for a Bondex credit card in 2 weeks directly from the Origin app. And our next iteration of the app, which will be released in about 2 weeks, will have all of the connection, messaging, localized geotag location-based talent location system enabled. And our main platform, Bondex, which will be, as we described, a combination of LinkedIn, PayPal, NFT platforms, DeFi platforms, all rolled into one. I mean, I can sort of show you a preview of what the app picture looks like, just so that you can have an understanding. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Basically, it'll have a wallet section where you'll be able to see your balances, your credit cards, your bank accounts. We're launching bank accounts in 200 countries worldwide, along with debit cards. All of this is coming within the next month or so.
Wow, that's great to hear. And I was curious about that, having this revenue share tokenized model, as you mentioned, having a Bondex token, are people still able to pay through fiat? Are there on-ramps, off-ramps? And it's interesting to hear about the credit card coming out as well.
So actually, credit card is already out. Right now, we're in beta version, so we're only releasing it directly through individuals that are on our beta waitlist. But in 2 weeks, you'll be able to apply for it directly. As a US user, initially, you'll be able to apply directly from the Origin app. And within the next 45 days, you'll be able to apply for it in Canada and the UK as well. And we hope to roll that out globally over the next few months or so. In terms of payments, we are, as I mentioned, we have our bank accounts launching in about 90 days. That will be a fiat on-ramp, off-ramp. You will be able to have a Bondex bank account in 200 countries worldwide. So you'll be able to take the money that you earn from projects or employment that you have gained through using the Bondex platform, have it deposited to your Bondex bank account, use that to buy Bondex crypto or any other crypto you want on the cross-chain Bondex wallet. We have a lot of skunk projects that are in the works. We're very development heavy. We've got about 13 developers in both software as well as blockchain. We have a lot of exciting things coming out in the field of NFTs, in the field of play-to-earn games, gamification of talent, lots of exciting things.
Very cool. Thanks for all that, Tamim. And that does sound very exciting. It sounds like you have a full suite of products that all of these users can work with. And you mentioned their NFTs, and I was curious as well. Well, actually, first of all, I would like to just, before we talk about more on the blockchain side, I'd like to just hear a little bit more about the Bondex token. And, from what I understand, you can use it for payments, to, settle for talent. But are there other functionalities, or maybe you can talk about the overall ecosystem of the Bondex platform, how the token incorporates, and does it create a sustainable ecosystem for everyone in the ecosystem?
Julian?
So I mean, as Tamim said, I mean, we're really trying to align. The reason why we're making this a app is because we really want to align incentives with the platform. So the centralized platform is like, you create a ton of value for them, but you're unable to capture that value. So we want our users to be able to capture this value, and that's going to be done so through the native token. So whenever your data is monetized, whenever you see an ad, you will be rewarded, or if you refer new users, grow the network, you will be rewarded with the Bondex token. And then that Bondex token can be used as a medium of exchange within the platform to get discounts on services. It can be staked to be granted even more features within the app. So there's a great deal of utility with the token.
Another subject I wanted to touch on is that the Bondex token itself can be staked, which will give you higher levels of features on the credit card reward program. So depending on the amounts that you have staked, you'll be able to earn rebates, such as, for example, if you're paying Netflix or Spotify subscriptions using the Bondex credit card, well, we'll rebate you that amount in Bondex token, depending on the amount that you have staked with us. So there are different levels, tiers. Again, there will be staking functionality. You'll be able to pay for all of the premium features of Bondex platform with the Bondex token. And you will also be able to utilize the Bondex token into our coming soon play to earn games that we'll be launching.
Very cool. And yeah, I think staking is a great functionality, especially to get users more integrated into the system and getting more rewards and discounts. And you mentioned that you're building out all of this banking products and just the fiat on and off ramps. And I'm curious if you're also looking into other DeFi financial products to potentially monetize their capital in other ways while it's in the Bondex ecosystem. Is there going to be more DeFi coming out as well as you build out these banking products?
Yeah, that is one thing we're going to be entertaining for sure. But I want to touch up on the smart contracts because they do play a huge role. So one great application of smart contracts is escrow. So one functionality we're going to have on the platform is going to be for people that acquire talent, and then talent to be able to engage in payments for certain jobs that are done on the platform. So we really want to bring all of those payment rails onto the platform, because current talent networks, they are pretty much just a launching pad to develop relationships, and then they go branch off and use other platforms for their payments. So we feel as if that can all be aggregated in form.
Totally.
And in addition to that, one of the other things we're doing is launching a Bondex Launchpad as our phase 3 product development roadmap. And into the Bondex Launchpad, other projects that will be able to be built on top of our human resource information systems cloud. For example, we're building out products that will compete directly with Zoom, Slack, etc. But there are other HR related products that we may not decide to build directly. There could be other third-party providers that would want to build those products and launch those products using the Bondex Launchpad, and then those the state tokens that we have can be governed and voted on by the community to provide funding for those new projects that are launching on the Bondex Launchpad.
That's great. I think that's a great addition to having, especially in the startups, where startups are looking to attract human capital, also to attract capital in general. I think that could be a great addition. So interesting to look forward to that. It sounds like your team has a lot on the plate in terms of new updates coming into the platform. Maybe you can talk about what are the most exciting things that your team is looking forward to out of all the things that you mentioned to integrate into the platform as you continue to grow it out by the end of 2021.
By end of 2021, we expect to have a fully functional payment rail system, fintech product system, as well as the actual competitor to Zoom built into our platform. Within the next 2 weeks, we'll already have our location-based talent locator service available. So that's pretty much the goal for 2021. 2022, we'll be fully delving into utilizing NFTs, for example, skills certification as an NFT, as a digital NFT that can reside in your wallet. And it is a verification from the Bondex platform that we have certain level of skill sets. So we're building those out in 2022.
Very cool. And for the viewers that are looking to follow along with those updates, apply for the credit card, look for when they can get NFTs and maybe even get a job, or look for people if they are a startup. I know there's a lot of them in the blockchain ecosystem and overall right now as well. What's the best way for them all to get involved in the ecosystem and in the community?
Oh, we're available directly on our website, bondex.app. We have a large Telegram channel that you can follow, Bondex community channel. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just follow us.
Sounds great, Tamim. Thank you, Julian, as well. I will leave those links in the description box below. All the best with Bondex moving forward. I'll be watching with these incredible updates that your team is working on, and let's follow up in the near future.
Great. Yeah, this is great. Thanks, Ashton.
Take care.